Have you ever confronted a problem so large, so scary, that it felt impossible to overcome? Imagine standing in a valley, surrounded by huge hills, with the weight of an entire nation's hope on your shoulders. What would you do? Would you shrink in fear? Or would you take a stance, even if the odds appeared insurmountable? Welcome to the fascinating and timeless story of David and Goliath. Long ago, in a place nestled between two hills, lay the Valley of Elah. The sun blazed down on the dry, dusty plain, where two armies stood at a stalemate. On one side, the formidable Philistines, a fierce enemy with a reputation for ruthlessness. On the other, the Israelites, God's chosen people, terrified with uncertainty. But the tension that hovered in the air was centered on one man. Goliath. Goliath was no ordinary warrior. Towering over everyone at nearly 9 feet tall, his armor glittered in the sunlight, and his booming voice boomed throughout the valley. Every day, for 40 days, he stepped forward, challenging the Israelites to send out a champion to fight him in single battle. "I am Goliath, the champion of the Philistines," he screamed, his voice full with disdain. "Choose a man to fight me. If he wins, we shall be your servants. But if I win, you will serve us." The Israelites, paralyzed by fear, had no solution. Among them was a young shepherd named David, a child tasked with transporting food to his elder brothers who served in the army. David wasn't a soldier. He was little, humble, and inexperienced in battle. But when he heard Goliath's taunting, something stirred within him. "Who is this Philistine to defy the armies of the living God?" David questioned, his voice laced with righteous fury. His statements conveyed a determination that drew the attention of people around him. Soon, word reached King Saul, who summoned the kid. David stood before Saul, his boyish face overflowing with confidence. "Let no one lose heart because of this Philistine," he urged. "Your servant will go and fight him." Saul's eyes widened in surprise. "You're just a boy," he said, "and he's been a warrior since his youth." But David was unfazed. "I've fought lions and bears to protect my father's sheep. The same God who delivered me from their claws will deliver me from the hand of this Philistine." Reluctantly, Saul agreed and offered David his own armor. But the heavy metal plates weighted David down, and he immediately flung them aside. Instead, he took up his shepherd's staff, grabbed his sling, and made his way to the brook that ran through the valley. There, he chose 5 smooth stones, placing them in his purse. As David approached Goliath, the behemoth sneered. "Am I a dog, that you come at me with sticks?" he jeered. "Come here, and I will feed your flesh to the birds and wild animals." But David stood steady, his voice unwavering. "You come against me with sword and spear, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty. This day the Lord will throw you into my hands, and the whole world will know that there is a God in Israel." With that, David reached inside his pouch, picked out a stone, and placed it in his sling. He swung it deftly, releasing the stone with precision. The air appeared to stand still as the stone sailed through the air and struck Goliath square in the forehead. The giant's eyes widened in shock as he staggered and plummeted to the ground with a resounding thud. The Philistine army remained stunned in shock, their hero beaten by a simple child. But the Israelites burst in cheers, their terror replaced by joyous courage. Seizing the occasion, they pushed forward, sending the Philistines fleeing in terror. David's success that day was more than just the destruction of a giant. It was a testament to the strength of faith, courage, and dependence on God. David's belief in the Lord turned the unthinkable into reality, illustrating that even the tiniest among us can achieve greatness when we believe. The story of David and Goliath tells us that obstacles, no matter how frightening, can be overcome. It teaches us to rely on our skills, lean on our faith, and tackle life's giants head dash on. The next time you find yourself in a position that feels insurmountable, remember David. Remember that strength, persistence, and faith may take you through even the most impossible fights. With that stated, thanks for watching, and until next time,